Hello everyone and anyone, and welcome to Smite slash 350 subscriber thank you video. That was a lot of pomp and circumstance for it. I didn't get a chance to give a subscriber thank you video at 300 because it just kind of happened real quick, which is never a bad thing, as I like to say. Never a bad thing when that happens. But what I really wanted to kind of get out there is I want to give you guys a little bit of news about the channel, a little bit of news about myself, and just have another one of those thank you kind of conversations with everyone who's doing stuff. And of course, it is featuring Smite. In Smite right here, you see I am playing Kumbhakarna. Yeah, okay, he's a Hindu god, alright? And his name is hard to say. But he's wearing pajamas, he's kind of like the god of sleep. And, yeah, he's pretty cool. I have a skid where he fights with a night lamp, and he's got a little teddy bear, and, yeah. I just happened across the skin, and then I realized I really like playing this particular god. He's all about control, right? So it's a matter of, basically his abilities are like freeze him in place, push him around a little bit, and knock him in the air really high, and put them all to sleep. You know, things like that. Anyway, you'll see some of the Smite gameplay go through. I accidentally picked up the red buff. I'm playing the role of tank, so that was kind of a mistake, but it wasn't the strongest start. But you'll see how the game goes as it goes. But anyway, on to the news and the everything that's going on. First piece of news is this actually was recorded. I usually record like my Smite games and I'm playing with my friend. And I usually have a nice little reservoir of them, if you will, and such, supply of them. But unfortunately, I was trying to speed up the process in terms of editing videos, and my one folder that was containing all of my, the majority of my footage was getting to be so ginormous that just loading up that folder was taking, you know, an extra 20-25 seconds. And when you're doing something like 6 videos a day, which is what the pace has been, you know, probably an average of 5 with the new release of the games, Darkest Dungeon and such, any time you can save, you got to take it. Because it's getting harder to manage my day and time in terms of what's going to be happening. So I'll get into that a little bit later on, how I'm trying to manage it. And also listen to some suggestions from you guys. The big thing that kind of just happened is that this was actually recorded after I just I put it out on the Twitter, which, by the way, I have a Twitter now. Yeah, let's teach the 30-year-old man how to Twitter, because seriously, I don't do it. I know the hashtag jokes, basically, hashtag Des caught it, that's about it. But, so, out of the Twitterverse and everything that I put out there, just if you need news from me, that's where it's going to be. And one of the news that I wanted to get out there is I just had a really nasty spill. I'm taking in groceries, and I live in Illinois, and it's snowing. The problem is, it's not the fact that it was snowing today. It was the fact that it snowed a few days ago. And when it's kind of light snow, you don't really worry about shoveling all of it. And what happens is that when cars leave out, or even just footprints, could just be your mail carrier, or it could just be you taking out the trash or whatever, footprints / tires of taking the car out like to pack down that snow so that if it's cold enough it turns into ice, making the driveway a little slick. For the most part, it's funny, before I even went to the grocery store, I saw that things are pretty slick, so I did the whole salting of the driveway in the spots that looked to be a problem. So after doing, you know, chores and errands and all that sort of good stuff, I come back, and being conscious of the, you know, safety of my passenger, I park my car in like the middle of the driveway, trying to avoid those spots that were icy before from tire tracks and such. And in doing so, I did help my passenger, and I helped myself, or so I thought, but it was the one I saw. I'd pick up 3 bags of groceries, and it was like the one piece of like black ice. And I don't know why they call it black ice. I mean, that's what my father's calling it, right? So I don't know why it's called that. I don't know if that's a racist thing, for all I know. But the one piece of ice that's like clear, I slip on, and I take a nasty tumble. Nasty tumble just in the sense, you know, I'm carrying, you know, extra groceries. I have knee issues. I have, my dislocated shoulder injury that has been repaired. But long story short, I take a nasty little tumble. Casualties of such are, hey, I'm hopped up on pain meds, which happens now and then with the cold, and just other things happening up. But I'm really hopped on them right now. So if I'm extra like, hey, everybody, that's the reason. And beyond that, the big thing that happened is the way that I fell. My left knee is a bad knee. That's the one that didn't take the brunt of it. The right knee, I fell on my right knee, which is the good thing, and my right hand. Now the problem with the right hand is that besides playing the acting role of girlfriend at the moment, yeah, that's a bad joke. Sorry. Younger viewers, ask your parents, see what they have to say. It would be a fun conversation. Basically, I got kind of like what happens when you fall down. You scrape the living heck out of your hand, and not only that, I kind of jammed my index finger. The one for left clicking. Thankfully, in most games I play, I don't have to left click, so it's not an issue. Okay, of course you have to left click. You have to left click everything. That's the whole effing point of the matter. I jammed it up pretty bad. Got a nice little scrapes and slice on it. It's nothing too bad. Pain meds, I'm able to kind of play, but if anything, this Smite game, for anyone who knows Smite, you'll see that I do some decent things. You see that I make some obvious mistakes because my reaction is a little bit slower because it's like you can't like place down your whole. Like, the finger goes from, if you have 100% mobility, it's, like, now at, 25%. Not a problem, but not, like, the end of the world by any sort of means, but it definitely is slowing me down. That plus the part of the pretty much where my hand rests on the mouse is where the rest of my hand is all scraped up. And beyond that was the fact that my left knee, which is the knee, both knees have problems, but the left one's a bad one. The whole side of left side of my body just betrayed me at one point. Anyway, the left side of my knee, left knee, get kind of like a hyperextension the way I caught myself. And so anyway, end of the story is that I'm a little beat up right now. So what does that mean for the channel, for you guys? What, other than me just using this as my excuse while I'm telling a personal story about living in Illinois and the perils of ice. What it means for the channel is I've been putting out things at kind of a fever pitch as fast as possible. In fact, I even have today when I'm making this video, I even have a couple Darkest Dungeon episodes in reserve that I didn't put out because I was putting out 3 a day, and I was like, okay, I probably need to slow my roll on that. Someday I can do 3 a day, but I've really got to wrap up Divinity Original Sin, which is, God, it's happening so quick. And I'm actually kind of bummed out about that. I'm getting that whole feeling of like, oh, it's almost over. Oh, I love this game, and soon it will be done. Obviously that's not a big deal at all. But what is a big deal is, as you guys know, when it comes to some of the more monumental episodes, I try to bust out the acoustic guitar, add something else to it, maybe make a montage, kind of throw something special in there with it. And with my hand kind of the way that it is basically slowing me down. I did a little bit of testing before I played this game here. This injury is fresh, so the meds have just hit me, so I'm extra silly. Like, this injury is less than 2 hours old. But I'm able to play guitar, but I'm not able to play guitar with any sort of precision. Like precision, like the way that you hold a pick for a guitar is completely messed up because the way that my finger is at the moment, which is nothing I can do about it. That'll heal up pretty soon. But the point is that I wasn't planning on actually releasing a Divinity Original Sin video because I wanted to give viewers a chance to A, catch up, and B, give me a chance to kind of put together the finale thing like I was planning on doing. Here's my one death. Boo. Anyway. I revealed that I only die once. But it's okay. There's only time you have to watch the game in black and white and monochrome. Anyway, but so it's slowing me down a little bit. It will slow me down. I still plan on putting out the videos. They might. What's going to be interesting is that I do not advocate drug use. There's time and place for everything, children, and it's called college. Okay, there you go. But I'm a little bit fuzzy because of doctor-prescribed pain medication. So I'm sure some of my decisions coming up in the coming up dungeons might be interesting, but I'll try to. So they might be a little slower as I ask myself, slow down. Is this the right thing, or am I being a complete moron? because with some of the upcoming Darkest Dungeon episodes, you will be able to figure that out pretty quick because some things happen. Yeah, there's a very special episode coming up. Kind of a heartbreaker, actually. But anyway, alright, see, no spoilers. No spoilers. You gotta watch it to find out. But beyond that sort of point, it's kind of slowing me up a little bit when it comes to the putting some extra stuff together. I'm still going to try to do it. I just may not be as precise. Well, here's the thing. If you listen to any of my actual kind of covers of 80s montage songs that I put together already, I'm never 100% precise on it anyway, because it's mainly used for joking and just enjoying it, and just kind of like, you know, the vibe I'm going for is just, you know, you're hanging out with your friends, and the song comes on the radio, and you're singing along. I'm a cowboy, a steel horse I ride. You know, most people aren't gonna sing in tune. Heck, I'm a baritone. I do my very best to reach those high notes, but I'll tell you what, I had the freaking tiger with a pain in the arse. Okay, you know, it's da da the eye. Good lord. I'm not trying to hit that. I'm not putting any air behind that note right now, I'll tell you what. So, the point of the matter is that they're never meant to be too precise. Because to be precise on this, I have to actually use the metronome and take several thousand takes. And what do you guys want me to do? Spend time making sure the guitar songs are perfect for the 3 minutes that they're there for the montage or for the, joking element of the video, or putting out videos of the games? I think we choose the latter. Now, if someone is saying, no, you absolutely must do more when it comes to the guitar stuff or whatever, well, hey, I'll listen to, suggestions and ideas when it comes to that as well. Like I said, I actually did put this in a comment. If once I get to 1,000 subscribers, okay, 1,000 subs, and the way you guys are spreading the word, and the way you guys are liking videos and helping me go up on the charts, and just kind of the stuff that you guys are doing, I'll reach 1,000 subs. Shoot, by then I'm sure my finger will be bloody healed. I'll take it serious, and I'll actually put together. I will have one of my freaking original songs that I wrote in the guitar, and bare my freaking soul to you guys. And basically, women messed me up when I was younger. That's what all majority of songs are about. Okay, that's kind of the trick. It's one of those little things for those of you who create music. Probably know that too. Your muse, a lot of times they end up to be terrible ex-girlfriends. What can you say? Anyway, but point is that I really wanted to come out there and tell you guys a little bit, because things were slowing down a little bit, but I still plan on keeping it going as best I can. I was asking for a little bit of patience, and I think you guys are very patient and such. I've never actually, it's funny, I'm afraid of it. I'm afraid of where's the blah 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 video coming out, because that's what you see a lot of times when it comes to people, and for the most part I don't think I've ever received one of those from you guys. Now granted, I work pretty prolifically, or at least I'd like to think so, but it's one of those situations where I just think it's kind of amazing, because I never really gotten that pressure, which is awesome. But at the same time, I don't want to let you guys down, because I know from watching the LPs, and I recently got reminded of this as I started watching Northern Lions LP of The Binding of Isaac Afterbirth, which, dear God, no, I'm not playing that game. I played a little bit of Binding of Isaac and Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I think the game's great. It's such a great concept for the game, but it's one of those sort of things where once you start doing that basically becomes what you do. I mean, look at Northern Lion's channel, you'll see what's what. Northern Lion, by the way, absolutely great. One of the main, I'd say there's a couple of people that the reason why I decided to get into the YouTube game and doing stuff. Two of the primary people I can really point out there, and I believe I gave them a little bit of credit in the Darkest Dungeon thing, but I'm just saying it out loud here, is Northern Lion, because great guy. First off, his humor and making the routine seem kind of fun, and the tangents kind of go, because a lot of my comedy styles, or a lot of everything I do is very tangential and stuff. He was definitely an inspiration. And the other one was Marbozir. Marbozir, Marbozir, mainly does like 4X strategy games but he does XCOM, he does a lot of things. In fact, he did Darkest Dungeon. Both of them did Darkest Dungeon one time. In fact, probably me telling you about these guys is like, kind of like, you know, being a Toyota dealership and saying, seriously, you've got to check out the cars at, you know, Ford, you know, or something like that. Well, not even that. I'm the used car lot that's behind the Wendy's in the shady part of town, comparatively to these guys. But they were definitely inspirational in getting me started. One through and like for Marbazir, which is the fact that, man, he tried. He just put himself in there, sarcastic sort of humor, and he put his heart in his, you know, in the way he made the games. And he's got that delicious Polish accent. What can I say? Sometimes those are really fun to listen to. Just in the sense that it just, the fact is like a lot of people be more self-conscious about that stuff, but nah, man, he is who he is, man. That's that. And I really dig that about the guy. Because I think the number one thing, man, is that I like being... I'm the same guy on the internet that I am in real life for the most part. There's not really much of a difference, other than I try to swear less. Because I want swears to have emphasis, damn it. So anyway, wrapping up the video, I'd just like to say a big thank you. At 350 subs, things are growing, things are moving, and there will be more content coming up at the regular pace. But if some things get a little delayed, it's just because of the stupid injury crap. That plus, you know, the other job I have does actually need me to work at it now and then. In fact, this is one of the first weeks where I came up and I had to be reminded, like, oh, hey, are you done with that yet? I was like, oh, no. Are you kidding me? Darkest Dungeon. It was Darkest Dungeon Day. Obviously, I should have more time. Other job that is absolutely my main focus. Well, it's really funny. This is becoming my main focus because the other one is part-time, and this is definitely becoming more full-time than I imagined it was going to be. But anyway, point to all this, my friends, is that thank you very much for subbing the content, and I appreciate all of you. So I will see you in the next episode. Take care, y'all.